Hey everybody, and welcome back to Northernlion Plays Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Apparently we're checking for download content, which doesn't seem right to me. Also, my save file says I've only played for 49 minutes. That is effing not true, but hopefully we're going to continue from the point where we left off, which was just after that Mistral boss fight, and indeed it is. So we're going to have a kind of zany cutscene here. You're going to get introduced to Mariachi-style Raiden, and I will shut up and occasionally quip in with comments that I think are funnier than they actually are. But I'll let you listen.
All set.
Hope so. You'd be a little conspicuous just walking the streets.
Relax, Kev. I'll blend right in.
Yeah. Well, just get into the sewer system ASAP. Hopefully anyone who notices you will just mind their own business. You sure you want the K9000 there along for this one?
I had the good doctor make some adjustments along with the repairs. Remote piloting and AI wiping have been disabled. So yeah, I say let's throw him a bone.
Wordplay.
I get it.
Skeleton resembles a canine. Canines enjoy bones. Amusing on 2 levels.
Let's go.
¿Quién es ese güey? ¿Un mariachi? ¿No? ¿Un cyborg? Ese sombrero. ¿Qué?
Adios, amigos.
Again, the game is absolutely self-aware. A little bit of the trademark absurdity that makes Metal Gear Rising, you know, kind of fit in with the series. The tone of the series, at least, if you will. I know a lot of people play this game. By the way, I love Raiden's high-heeled feet. I think that's fucking hilarious, but a lot of people are like, wow, the game's trying so hard to be cool, it doesn't understand what's going on, and I'm like, man, this is Metal Gear. Like, I've only played Metal Gear Solid 2, but there's a lot of this zany nonsense going on in there, basically. Anyway, I'm basically gonna talk over these guys, because for whatever reason, when I plug my headphones into my monitor, I can't actually hear their voices, which is a little bit strange to me, but whatever. I've looked at the videos. I'm not sick anymore. It's been a couple of days since my initial recording, so, I do understand that these videos have turned out alright in terms of video and audio quality, but basically we are going to the lab where a bunch of child soldiers are being turned into cyborgs, and basically, I don't want to give up too much of the story because it's possible that I'm going to overextend my exposition here, and the game does a very good job of that themselves. But again, one of the major complaints I have about this game, and I like this game, is that they just expose basically everything. They go through way too much like literal dialogue about what's happening. Like, just show me what's happening, I beg you. I'm so sick of the codec being on the screen, even though I think it is indeed kind of a cool visual effect. But in any case, you know, that's Metal Gear in a nutshell. You know, you play for a half hour and then you watch 45 minutes of cutscenes. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, but I don't think this game necessarily hits those same highs that earlier Metal Gear games hit. But I'm excited to see. I mean, I've been looking at the critical press around this game. I would say I gave this game, if you've seen my review, a mildly positive review. Like, there's a lot of elements that are negative about it, like the fact that it's incredibly short. But I still think the game is a lot of fun in its own right, but the critical press seems to basically feel exactly the same way. So the K9000, aka Wolf, is going to be with us for a lot of our time here. One second, I just have to turn my own stuff down because that just hurt my ears a little bit. But yeah, the K9000 is going to be with us on a lot of missions, and he is going to essentially help us with scouting. He's going to be kind of like our mission briefing within the mission, if that makes any sense. I just spotted an item box here, so we'll see what we get. Repair nano paste, always useful. Thanks to you guys for letting me know, by the way, that repair nano paste is actually used automatically. I don't necessarily need to use it right away. We are going to be introduced to a new enemy type here, and believe you me, this guy is going to be annoying as hell. We're going to be fighting a lot of these guys, and there's actually going to be a lot of stealth elements emphasized on this level. And again, this is going to be one of the longer levels in the game. The game starts out being fairly long, but eventually there are a couple of chapters that are on the shorter side, but we'll see those eventually. For now, we're just going to be dealing with some levels that are, you know, 45 minutes to an hour in length. So I could probably go into blade mode here, but let's just continue doing what we're doing. We'll get the Zandatsu here, and we should be able to cut this guy up in midair, which will allow us to steal his spinal fluid, like so. And that was actually a fairly easy fight. One of the few S rankings I'm going to get. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I do believe that... Is that S ranking? Indeed it is. I do believe that your overall rank on the mission, your combat rank on the mission, is determined by the lowest rank that you got. I understand this, Wolf. Just relax, dog. Get it? Because he's actually a dog. Metal Gear. Yeah, I believe your overall rank is determined by your actual lowest rank, so I think that is kind of like the limiting factor. So I want to make sure that I do as well on these combat sections as I can, but in all likelihood, we're going to be dealing with probably like a C rank overall. But this could be another S rank encounter here, assuming I don't get seen by this UG. I don't really understand what UG stands for. Is this like unmanned guard, perhaps? My intuition on acronyms has never let me down. But that was an easy spell there. And if we cut through here, this should be where we go. But let's just check out our AG, our augmented vision, to see if there's any special areas here. Oh man, there's like a totally freaky moment around here, I think. Isn't there... There's some kind of special hidden something? Am I missing it? Or am I just finding a shortcut that I didn't actually have to use? I don't remember. Okay, that might have been a total waste. Maybe that's an alternate path that I could have taken. But in any case, I believe we wanted to just fall down this right here. And we'll continue moving onwards. Alright, so we're being introduced to, again, it's not really a new kind of enemy. By the way, a major complaint that a lot of people have had about Revengeance, as I don't even know if we can hit these guys until they fall down, which is kind of annoying. But a major complaint that a lot of people had about Revengeance is that the level design is uninspired. I felt exactly the same way, actually. You know, we fought through, like, our brown and gray city, and now we're about to go through the sewers, and, you know, there's going to be, like, a warehouse level and a lab level, so the level design is not the most unique thing in the world. Luckily, the combat is fairly fun in its own right. So, again, we're just going to look up here. This really reminds me of the depths in Dark Souls. The way, you know, there's these things on the ceiling that come down and actually, like, latch onto us if we let them. But I'm not going to let them. Instead, I am just going to wait for them to fall, try not to take damage, and maybe I can keep... Oh, god damn it. That actually should still be S rank, because I didn't take damage. But let's hope I can continue that trend. Because, you know, that would make me a happy camper. If I didn't get C on a level, I'd be very, very happy about how things have been going. So 2 S ranks is, you know, a good start for that, obviously. Turn on our augmented vision just quickly to see if there's anything around here, but it does not appear so we're going to continue moving onwards. Fairly difficult level. We're going to be getting involved with some enemies here very soon that are going to be a total pain in the ass. I thought maybe there was some kind of item box here, but nope, just another cutscene. So again, I will 50% shut up, but probably mostly talk. Is this where we get introduced to George? George is pretty annoying. Yep, it is. Prepare for the Jar Jar Binks of the game to be introduced. Inevitably, some people out there are gonna enjoy this character, and I feel bad for those people, not to sound like a snob. But man, this kid is by far the worst part of this game. Despite the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 reference he makes. So we're getting introduced to some new R2-D2 style robots that we're gonna have to fight here. I'll wait for the dialogue to go. Alright, so these enemies are kind of a pain in the ass, and this is likely where I will be losing the S ranking that I've worked so hard to maintain so far. Well, not really that hard, but I think the secret, I've already been hit. Oh, purple ball of death is actually really damaging if we get caught in that, so let's try to avoid that and ninja run through the bullets whenever possible. When I played through this the first time, I was still basically button mashing by this point in the game. That was terrible. Let's run away from the purple ball of death. But yeah, I was still basically button mashing, and as I made my way through the game, you know, you learn that the really important thing to do is parry and then get into that, like, Zandatsu mode, and if you manage to do that, then these guys are probably much, much easier to take out. Stop firing the purple ball. This could be so easy if you just let it be. Okay, so let's wait for one of these guys to try something funny. Okay, instead of shooting bullets at me, which just disrupts the momentum that we have here. There we go. And eventually one of these parries will allow us to do something akin to, you know, what we did on that UG from the very beginning here. But this is a fairly long start to the mission here. We can now hurt this dude's legs if we so choose. Main complaint about the game... Ah, that was terrible. I didn't manage to parry that. Major complaint about the game is, you know, the camera and lock-on system is a little bit weird as well. This doesn't totally take away from the combat, but there are times when it is super annoying. Anyway, this first one should be dead now. We'll just rip this thing out. This is one of my favorite Zandatsu animations, by the way. Just going to allow us to get some free health and a little bit of electrolyte fluid back as well, which, again, allows us to blade mode a little bit more often. Does this dude attack him? Why is he turning red? I don't understand what you're doing. There we go. That should be another Zandatsu. I think we can still B rank here. I'm just going to rip these bricks out of the wall, apparently, and, alright, well, he's reappeared, so we'll just slice him in half and do that. Again, I prefer to do, like, an elegant style blade mode operation. This guy's already dead. Wow. Okay, that went bad from the first, like, the get-go, but then it got better as time went on. So, we'll just cut him in half again. I totally fucked up the last part of that, so we'll miss out on some BP, but in the end, that didn't go too poorly. Where's Jorge? Jorge should be back here. Just gonna pick up all these items that are around. I'm gonna guess B rank. B rank, you know, it could be worse. Could certainly be better as well. Where the heck is my Guyanese child that we're gonna meet here? I'm gonna let this cutscene speak for itself because really there are no words that I could use to describe the feeling that goes through my body, or that went through my body the first time I met this guy.
What you say? Oh. Me a Guyanese from Guyana. You speak English? Yeah. I'm from America. Call me Raiden. Me name George, like Georgetown. George. And just like all damn America president. Yeah. So what are you doing here? Me? What the rest of you do here? You lose the map of Ninja Hideout, Ninja Man? No. I'm looking for bad guys. Ah, damn Skunter research lab. You know about it? Me know me now go back. Hey, you're not one of them skunt, nah? Nah, I guess you're alright. If you're a cyborg, you know who they is? Sort of. What happened to you? Oh, me been live on the street, raking scraper above, nah? Then this kootenai dressed like the mafia say, hey, boy, you want a job? What the worst gonna happen, nah? But that mother scunt don't put me on a ras boat. They pack us all a big old dirty container. Next thing we know, we're here at the zombie lab. All kids? Like you? Yeah, a lot of boy. But then me been over here what them scunt wanna do. Snuff us out. And got all the organ. So you ran? Uh-huh. It's shame me not a bad-ass robot ninja man, same as you. Me been strongest cyborg ever. Warlock all them phantoms and black clothes that eye pass me. Starting to sound like a bad guy yourself. Just playing, nah? Me done plenty bad thing, but me not kill no man. Nah, never. Good. We tried to warn the boy. I say, IOD's brain would get cut out. Run your ass out of there. But them boy with me no understand. They like Spanish or something. So me the only.
Or maybe they just didn't speak this crazy Jar Jar Binks dialogue. I don't mean that to be offensive, but I mean the fact that it's in English and you need subtitles as well. It's just a little bit annoying, shall we say. Please, yes, tell me all the details, but tell me off screen and then just have someone else relay it to me via codec, because, again, I've gone through this Jar Jar Binksian dialogue like 6 times now.
Through a drainage channel?
Yeah, he says the channel.
So again, there is a drainage tunnel that we're gonna have to take to get into the lab. This is, you know, like the last mission, it's a long and kind of multi-part mission that's, I don't think it's gonna have, I mean, unless you consider that to be a mini-boss fight, I believe there's only one boss fight here, but it is an annoying-ass boss fight. But we're going to be introduced to... There's a little bit of variety of gameplay that's going to happen in a second, provided I remember this correctly. Again, it is a fairly short game, so I assume I remember it correctly. I saw the Penny Arcade Reports review of this, actually, and they said that they beat it in 3.5 or 4.5 hours, which is crazy to me. I must have sucked my first time. It only took like 6 for me still, but in any case. So, basically, in case you're missing the story beats and I'm talking over it, by the way, you don't need to say Raiden out. You could just, you know, hang up and that'll be cool. However, Mr. Cool Guy, 69, they have child soldiers, and essentially they are harvesting their organs in order to put into cyborgs. Particularly, they're harvesting their brains. Ah, yes, and we're introduced through the cardboard box. So let's switch our jam grenade, because we don't want to have toast right now, and instead we will use our cardboard box, which Kate continuously points out has the cutest animation. It looks like a kind of box monster. I dig it. And obviously it's an element that has to be in the game if you are making a Metal Gear game. It doesn't matter if it's 2013. Now, oh, well, that was a very bad start there, obviously. I might just want to restart, actually, because this is going to be a total pain in the ass to deal with. Normally, the stealth there is actually going to be totally okay. We do have to waggle joystick a little bit. But anyway, we might be able to cut through these guys without actually getting hit, but it seems a little bit unlikely. That was very poor stealth on my part. I find the stealth sequences in this game kind of, not broken, because that's a little bit far, but, not, a little bit half-baked, shall we say. The action gameplay I love, but the stealth stuff, sometimes the game will get, oh, Jesus Christ. Sure, there we go. Sometimes the game will give you an option. It's like, do you want to just cut through these guys, or do you want to clumsily sneak around them? And, you know, it could just be personal taste, but I'm always like, cut through them, hell yeah. We're not gonna get S rank here, I think, because the only way to get S rank is to not take damage, and I'm gonna continuously take damage from just the random gunfire that these guys are gonna spout off, which is what makes like these multiple encounters really difficult to S rank. But in any case, we are, you know, going through the motions here, cutting these guys up pretty well. Even though this is my second time through the game, I still find the combat very varied. This is a game, it's a shame that, you know, stores like Blockbuster, well, it's not actually a shame that stores like Blockbuster have gone under, but what I'm getting at is, you know, we used to have this like buy, rent, avoid scale in gaming. Sadly, that doesn't exist anymore, because, you know, what the fuck is renting a game? At least where I live, there are basically no game rental stores. I don't even care. Oh no, he managed to do damage to me. How is that possible? I was waggling the joystick like nobody's business. There we go. That should be our final parry. We'll be able to cut this. Oh, cut his arm off anyway. Sometimes Sendatsu doesn't actually let you kill him. It just lets you fight him a little bit more, like, you know, take off one of his components, which is kind of cool. I dig that monsters, or UGs in this case, continue fighting even when they're a little bit handicapped, which is cool. This guy's gonna be dead. We cut off 3 of his limbs, which makes perfect sense. I think that might be an A rank, although from a stealth perspective, that was absolutely terrible. Again, that's another opportunity for us to basically, like an optional mission if we so chose, but I'm not too worried about doing that optional mission. I would rather just move along here. So the lab should be around here. This is a part that took me a long time. There's like a water strider that we could fight, but to kind of spoil things for you guys, it's also very easy to just find our way into the research facility by using our augmented vision, and then we're like, oh, here it is. Otherwise, you can wait a while and have to fight a couple of those bosses. But it's easier to just... Oh! Okay, it's easier to just fit through this way. So cameras, again, we could choose to be stealthy, or we could instead just cut the cameras up, which is kind of annoying, but, you know, works very well. We could just avoid them as well, but we might as well cut them up, just to make sure we don't accidentally walk into them and cause more problems for ourselves than is absolutely necessary. Again, we'll try to be super stealthy here. I don't care about the cardboard box or the electrolyte pack, so we'll just cut up the gun cameras and move along. These ones don't move, apparently, so that makes them easier to take out. And then we'll get on through here, and I believe we might have a cutscene now, but my memory is a little bit fuzzy. No cutscene yet. Let's see if there's any security in here. Does not appear so. There is a box, though. Maybe we will have a cutscene now. I totally forgotten.
This would appear to be the UG maintenance area. You should find a terminal there. Something they use to upload mission parameters to the UGs.
And something I can use to access the lab's main server?
Perhaps. But first, you need to take a dump.
Wait, what?
A dump? A digital optical output mounted proxy. You'll need one to interface with the terminal. Most any UG should suffice. A tripod or the like.
I'll see what I can come up with. How do I use it?
Simply connect to it. You should be able to use your communications outlet to control the proxy UG.